Mm-hmm.
What's up, everybody? Happy Friday, December 1st. My name's Matt Roden.
And my name is Ryan Lee Gilbert. Happy Friday.
Ryan, how you doing?
I'm doing well.
Now,
I'm doing very
Ryan,
well.
good news. You can officially start listening to Christmas music.
I already have, but
Well,
thank you.
I don't believe in Christmas music before Thanksgiving or really after. To me, like, December 1st is like the day that you can start listening to Christmas music.
Well, the first time I hear Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You, I've decided it's ready. But we have
that's the right key, too, I think. I think that's the right key.
We have a very exciting live at 5 for you today.
Yes. I'm Sydney Morton is here, and I'm so excited. She's in the new. She's gonna have it on Netflix. We're gonna talk about Spike Lee and all the things. Yes.
Yes.
But first,
we have some news.
Ryan, what's going on?
Titanic. Right now, there is a production of Titanic playing in South Korea that everyone loves, and it might be coming to Broadway. This production is helmed by Broadway vet Eric Schaefer, who you might know from Gigi or Follies, or The Visit recently. He directed a 2016 production of Titanic at Virginia's Signature Theater, got great reviews, was very acclaimed, and now he's doing it in Seoul, in South Korea, and it's got this immersive design. We've heard people love it. It's playing at the Charlotte Theater in Seoul, and the producers want to take it to Broadway. But that's all we know.
That's a gorgeous score.
It's a gorgeous score, yeah. And apparently, our news editor, Andy Lefkowitz, saw the Virginia Signature. So he saw that production, and he loved it.
Oh, yes. When we were talking about it today, we were like, Andy,
he was
Titanic.
gasping.
And he was like, what?
Yeah, so he says
excited.
It's incredible. They hope to take it to Broadway. We'll see. With Eric Schaefer behind it, I'm sure it's a huge possibility.
I'm down.
So, and I love Titanic.
Hi, John Russell Smouse from San Antonio, Texas. Thanks for watching. San Antonio. I combined the words. I said San Antonio. San Antonio, Texas. That's interesting. Hot Mess, which is currently playing off Broadway at the Jerry Orbach Theater. What?
You were a hot mess.
Oh, I was a hot mess there, yes. Every day I'm a hot mess. We'll play its final performance on December 17th. This is the play starring Lucy DeVito and Max Crum. It began previews on November 7th and opened on November 16th.
We had Max Crum here.
He was here talking about it.
Yeah.
And I've heard really, really good things.
People love it.
Pretty unfortunate that it's
romantic
closing.
Comedy.
Romantic comedy, yes, by Dan Rothenberg and Colleen Crabtree. It follows soulmates who've revealed every crazy and embarrassing quirk to each other except for one. And I'm not going to tell you what it is.
No, you're not allowed
go see it
to
to find out. But you can see it anytime before December 17th.
So make sure you do it.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
James Graham's Quiz. This is based on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, will transfer to the West End.
Wait, what? Wait.
So, yeah.
It's a musical?
No, I believe it's just a straight play, and it's based on Charles Ingram, who cheated on Who Wants to Be. Have you never heard of this?
No, tell me the whole thing.
When Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, when it was airing in London, in England, this gentleman was participating, and his wife and a friend were in the audience, and anytime that the host read what they knew was the right answer, because in Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, one of them would cough in the audience, and he would know
that
that was the
signal too. That's so obvious.
But he won the $1 million. He won, and he got it, and they wrote out his check, and he cheated.
So they wrote a play based on that story.
On him doing this, yes.
Okay.
And it was a hit before, and now it is moving to the Noel Coward Theater, beginning previews on March 31st, 2018. Casting will be announced at a later date.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
Quiz.
I may have just spoiled the whole thing for people.
I was going to say, is that the whole plot?
What happens next?
Yeah. Speaking of quizzes, I just want to mention that we have a new tradition in the office now. There's this new, I don't know if you heard of this new app called HQ. At 3 p.m. every day, we all gather. Yes, you've heard. I mean, live production, yeah. We play like every day. It's a quiz game.
I haven't made it past 5 questions yet.
Today you messed me up really bad.
Chances.
But it's a quiz game that if you've never played, you should download HQ. And I just wanted to say that because we're talking about quizzes. Okay, continuing on. Transport Group announces initial casting for the concert of Man of La Mancha, another amazing show. So John Cariani, Jason Daniele, Santino Fontana, Mark Cudish, Julia Murney, Bryce Pinkham, Andrew Samansky, and Mary Testa. A whole squad. Like, that's a good list of names.
Amazing.
That's a good list of names.
And even more. There's even more.
Linda Eder singing Don Quixote, though, is... If you've never watched that on YouTube, like, man, you you're missing out.
But you might get to see this in concert.
On December 18th at Merkin Concert Hall at the Coffin Music Center, and final casting, even though that cast is lit.
And there's even more. There's lots and lots of
But it'll be
people,
coming out in the next couple weeks.
A few other things interesting that we know about. In the Heights, it's going to be celebrating its 10th anniversary in 2018.
Very exciting.
And so Lin-Manuel and producers are releasing a vinyl in celebration of that. We don't know anything else.
Vinyl's in. Vinyl's very much in.
Lin-Manuel posted a tweet about him listening to it. That all we know is it's coming out in 2018. Also, Grease, South Pacific, and White Christmas, the movies, are going back into theaters next year as part of that Fathom events, that they bring the musical, so you can see all those. And lots of things on the site. The opening of The Parisian Woman was last night.
Yes, Red Carpet Challenge. Uma Thurman doesn't play games, and that's fun because you can see the clip of her telling me she doesn't like playing games.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's also photos of that. Also, a new Save the Dates. Our staff picks came out. What was your staff pick for December?
The final performance of Cats. That was my staff pick.
Yeah. Mine's The Greatest Showman.
Meow, 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 meow. When does that come out?
A Christmas Day.
Very exciting.
Yeah. So,
28th?
The 20th. Obviously. That was my pick. Todrick Hall had his first curtain call in Chicago.
Yes.
We have photos of that. School of Rock's Justin Collette and Annalisa Leeming played Never Have I Ever.
Very funny. They are very, very good together, and it's cute.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
What else? Cynthia Erivo and Shoshana Bean sang Taylor Swift's I Did Something
this
Bad.
Cover
they did a cover of that.
So good.
I think it's the only thing we all listened to today.
It's like one shot, and they're just staring at the camera. Cynthia's hair is blue.
Also, Cynthia Erivo was in this week's episode of Broad City. In case if you watch Broad City,
I have not
Cynthia
watched
Erivo is in it.
Oh.
Yeah. Also, Meteor Showers Laura Benanti busted out her Melania Trump impression on Stephen Colbert last night, and it's amazing. And a new culturalist challenge for the weekend. Which cast album should have gotten a Grammy Award nomination that didn't?
Because only three got only three.
Three. Yes.
Not happy
What's
about
your-
that.
no, I mean, there were
Not
like
thrilled.
38 that could have been, but only three. My pick, Bandstand. Where the heck was
Where was
Bandstand's
Where was
Grammy
Bandstand?
nomination?
I don't know. Falsettos too. would've been good,
Falsettos. Groundhog Day.
too. All those. I mean,
My
Dear Evan Hansen,
goodness.
I know. I'm glad, but I'm just saying.
yes. But like, where are the others?
Yeah, come on.
They can all play.
You got room for everybody. Come on, you got room.
Yeah.
All
Well,
right,
I hope
Ryan.
you've processed any of this news.
Yeah, I know. We just were spitting things out.
So, and that's, but we'll be back.
After this,
After
Ryan,
that-
have a great weekend.
Thank
I
you
just
so
want,
much.
I just,
You too.
I appreciate you. I value you.
gosh.
It's Ryan's birthday tomorrow, everybody.
It is.
So happy
Thank
birthday,
you.
Ryan.
Thank you so much.
21 finally.
Yes,
You're finally
I can
gonna
finally
have a
drink.
drink.
Yes.
I adore you. Oh my
Thank
God!
you.
And we're also, by the way, we're both wearing shirts from Target. That's all you need
Yes.
to know. We'll be right back, everybody, after this.
These artists will come together for only one thing. It's not a concert. It's not an award show. It's SpongeBob the Musical on Broadway.
And all that jazz. Come on, babe, I know a whoopee spot where the gin is cold but the piano's hot. It's just a noisy hall where there's a nightly brawl and all that jazz. That jazz.
Ben Brantley of the New York Times calls the Book of Mormon the best musical of this century. This was my 4th time seeing it, and they still had me at hello. Winner of 9 Tony Awards, including Best Musical. The Book of Mormon on Broadway.
Broadway's Come From Away is a Best Musical winner all across North America. This stirring and inspiring musical takes you to a place you never want to leave. Celebrate the best of humankind and the best in all of us at Come From Away, the remarkable true story of the small town that welcomed the world.
Everybody, I am now joined by she's like glowing. Like I feel like you're like glowing. She is currently starring it just got released, but she is one of the stars of the brand new Netflix series She's Gotta Have It. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause from our studio audience for Sydney Morton, everybody. I like the concise, tight Sydney.
Yeah.
How's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. It's Friday.
Happy Friday.
I'm in love with the romper moment.
Thank you so much.
You can't see it behind the table, but
it's pajamas with a belt.
Pajamas with a belt.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Which is what all I kind of want to wear every day of the week.
I know. I feel for guys. I feel like we should start just introducing that into the male.
But isn't that a thing now? Like, isn't that a thing that they just came out with like a male romper, right?
Okay. Yeah. Well, then you
we
should get
one.
I
should. That's what I should wear on Live at 5.
Tune in Monday for Romper Monday.
Man romper. Sydney, tell me about She's Gotta Have It. I want for people that know nothing about this show, that have never seen the movie, give me this from the beginning, ground up.
Okay, so this was Spike Lee's first major film, 30 years ago. Yeah. She's Gotta Have It, and he was a youngin' back then, and it was a huge cultural sensation. It started a lot of trends. You know, Mars Blackman ended up being in Nike ads with Michael Jordan and everything. So it was a very big deal, and it was also a very strong cultural movement in terms of it representing young Black women, female sexuality, and just the freedom of choice that was not normally depicted in Black culture, in mass media, I should say. So he and his wife, Tanya, decided to do a remake as a TV show. We're having such a huge heyday in television right now.
Truly.
Yeah, so it's you can basically make a 10-hour film if you want.
Which is so amazing that we're there right now.
Yeah, and people are really here for it. They want to sit and be transported for 10 straight hours, and they're not expecting a laugh track. They're not expecting tidy, clean storylines necessarily. It's very character driven, so they redid it. It's 10 episodes.
Is the show based on the movie, or is it a new story that's sort of in the same world as the movie?
Yeah, no, it's basically the same story, but in the context of 2017 Brooklyn.
Cool.
And so there's there's a change in both Brooklyn, obviously, in 30 years, but also in how a young Black woman can live her life in Brooklyn now. So tackling some different subject matter. Obviously, we have a pretty exciting political climate right now.
We do.
And that's a diplomatic way of saying it.
Yep.
And so all of those things definitely factor into the character of Nola. So
when was the first time you encountered the movie?
Oh, well, my parents are huge Spike Lee fans. So pretty much as soon as I was old enough, I started seeing all of his films. So, as a teenager, I definitely saw that. I saw Do the Right Thing. And, yeah, I just remember it making Brooklyn seem like the coolest place on earth.
Yeah, I know.
So, yeah, it left a really big impact on me.
Were you excited when you got the audition for this? Were you oh, this is right up my alley, I'm into this?
I was really, really nervous because you dream of having one of your first big projects be with someone like Spike Lee. In terms of film and TV, obviously I'd done.
I was
theater.
gonna say you've been around.
Yeah. No, but this is a huge first foray into a TV show, and but I had known Spike for a few years. Yeah. He's a huge patron of the theater as well, so I had gotten to know him. I'd kind of collaborated with him in an earlier project, and he really likes to kind of curate a whole community. And so this was my first audition for him, and I was like, I really cannot mess this up.
Right.
Because he's been my friend.
He has an expectation.
Right. And it's you really you don't want to mess up for your friend.
Of course.
So I was really nervous, but I also really felt like I knew this character.
Really? And tell me about the character. Tell me about Nola.
Without any spoilers.
Yes, no spoilers.
So I play Cheryl. Nola is DeWanda.
Yes.
And so, Nola has a few boyfriends, and they all have their own lives, and one in particular actually has an estranged wife. And that's me.
And that is you.
And so I'm kind of the foil to Nola's free spirit.
Right.
And I'm a lawyer. I live in a beautiful home in Dumbo. It's the dream.
I was saying, that sounds really nice.
I wore Armani from head to toe.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Oh, we got the Instagram pictures.
Oh, God. it was like I just kept being like, can I just take even the socks?
Just something.
Anything is better than what I have. So.
But this romper really is a moment.
This is pretty good for me.
When did you guys shoot? When were you guys shooting this?
About a year ago. We shot the whole thing in Brooklyn. We started it in the fall, and we wrapped in February.
And a really wonderful cast of people. Like a really good group of people.
It's a dream team. It really is. Everyone's incredible. I mean, there are moments when Heather Headley is in it, and it's just like.
The
Says
gods
it
love
all,
Nubia.
Right?
You know what I mean? They do.
Every time she does something straight to the camera, I have to rewind it and watch it again because it's like a master class.
Yeah.
So, it's pretty spot on.
Was it cool, weird, interesting for you, like watching it back afterwards and seeing sort of how the thing came together? Because when you're in it, obviously, you're not watching you're not seeing the episodes sort of come together like in that moment. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, we only got our scenes.
Right.
I never saw a full script. I had no idea what the whole storyline was.
Never.
So I was completely engrossed in the show.
Wow.
And to the point where when my character entered, my friend was like, "That is you." But I was like, "What's happening next?"
Right.
It was all new to me.
Yeah.
But in terms of seeing myself, I pretty much watched the whole thing alone because I needed to just
have that moment.
Just freak out and do all those things.
And you should freak out. Like, it's such a cool, amazing opportunity.
Yeah.
And it's exciting that he's doing something in this form, in this style. Yeah. Like we were just talking about, that people want that now, and it's just a new form of storytelling. It's a new sort of way of doing it.
Totally.
You started as a theater person.
Yes.
Okay, so when you were young, did you want to do film and television? Was that something that you were like, hope one day I'll get to do, or were you like, theater is the thing, that's what I want?
It's funny. I feel like I kind of fell into theater and performing in general because I just loved doing all those things. So I was always dancing, and then I got into singing in the plays, and then it was like, oh, you can major in this. So I majored in it.
And you were like, what?
Yeah, I was like, I can do all the things. I can literally be like a circus performer for a degree. And so I went and did that, and obviously when you're in that world, you're pretty singularly focused on theater.
Yes.
And so that's pretty much all we studied, but I definitely, I do some comedy stuff, and I make sketch videos, and I've collaborated with my friends who have huge portfolios of sketch work, I guess you could say, and I really enjoyed it, and so I started with some independent films and some commercial work while I was in shows. And then I just was like, I'm just gonna dive into the film and TV thing because I'm really loving it right now. So it kind of happened gradually.
And it's like we were saying before, it's an exciting time to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Because it's not, things are not sort of black and white anymore. It's the lines are very blurry, and the form of storytelling, it's just changed.
Yeah, and they love theater performers. There's not this separation anymore. It's so character driven that you're seeing the theater greats like Heather Headley and people like that in these shows.
Yep.
And there are over 400 scripted series.
That's what I was going to say. There's so much stuff being shot that for theater actors who are trained, really, really highly capable, talented people like yourself. But it's like an amazing opportunity. There's so much room. Yeah. And there's so much space for people.
And risk taking and diversity and all of those things.
Yeah.
So it's really, really cool.
That's amazing.
Thanks.
Do we have any questions from the audience at home? Yes. Cassie wants to know, we kind of talked about this a little bit, but do you have any other stories of how you got into acting?
Oh, how I got it? Well, my whole family, it skipped a generation. My parents didn't perform, but both my grandfathers did, actually. So my mother's dad was on Broadway in 1933.
Oh, my God.
In a show called Run Little Chillin'. It was an all-black review. And then my other grandfather danced in the Harlem Renaissance, and my father knew Cab Calloway growing up, and it was pretty.
That's so amazing.
Yeah. So I would say it's in my blood.
I would say it's legacy. Yeah, for sure.
At 3 years old, my grandmother was like, she's going to be on Broadway, because I was loud. And
that's really all you need.
And that's
you
really
just gotta be loud.
You just gotta attention and be loud.
Yep.
So, and she was right. It just we always had to take piano lessons and sing, and it just kind of led into more lessons.
Yeah. I wish I had stuck with piano.
Oh, I know, me
piano,
too.
And I'm I wish I had just kept playing.
I can play a mean scale.
A mean
in a major
scale.
key.
Yeah, I got those hot cross buns really good. Elise, if you could have dinner with any 3 famous people, dead or alive, who would you choose, and what would you eat?
Oh my gosh. Wow.
That's a good question.
Michael Jackson. No question.
No question. I will second that one.
Yeah. I would say my grandfather, my mom's dad. I never got to meet him.
I love that.
Wow. This is hard.
It's
Okay, dead
hard.
or alive?
Or alive.
though.
Or alive.
Huh. Jennifer Lopez.
I was waiting for like a fierce woman. I was waiting for.
I love you, J-Lo.
J-Lo.
Yeah.
And what would you eat?
Oh, what would we eat? Chicken and waffles.
Chicken and waffles. Because
Yeah.
what's better than chicken and waffles?
Well, maybe lobster. Like, we could have all 3.
When you started saying that word, I thought you were gonna say latkes, and I was gonna like be there with you, but lobster works too.
Matzo ball soup.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm talking
I had that
about.
this afternoon.
Cassie, what advice would you give to someone who is getting into acting?
I would say be sure to be a well-rounded person.
I love that advice.
Yeah, I think that we sometimes get so like ingrained in our training and
Yes.
everything, but what essentially we're being asked to do as performers is human on stage. Human as a verb.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you're not spending enough time being a human, you're only being like a waka waka kind of person, I think it doesn't read real, and that's important, and like have other experiences and take classes that make you uncomfortable and that you're bad at. You know, we like to do the things we're good at
Yes,
and get
we do.
applause. So
Speaking of well-rounded, what are other things? I know you like had a blog at one point, but what are other things? You know, your website.
It's still
tell us
up.
it's still there. What are other things in your life that you are passionate about or excited about that sort of contribute to your well-roundedness?
well, I just got married 2 months ago.
Gorge.
And he's in the business too, so really well-rounded.
So really
right?
well-rounded.
No, but he's my best friend. We've
Yeah.
been best friends since we were in freshman year of college.
Wow.
Which was 45 years ago. And so we really have a lot of interests that are not in this world, and
Yeah.
it helps us to stay grounded. We have a dog obsession, our dog. We love to cook. We love to eat. Everything's about food with me.
I really through a line here.
And I do have another business, actually, that I started, which is throwing bachelor and bachelorette party weekends here in New York.
Cheers.
Yes, because, you know, we get the backstage hookup with the tickets.
Yeah,
you know, I know
yeah.
a few people,
You know some
you
peeps.
know, and so I like doing things like that. And
What is it about planning those events, these like, you know, celebration gatherings?
Mm-hmm.
What is it about that makes you like excited?
well, it's kind of started because when people would come to visit and we'd give them a backstage tour, it was life-changing.
Isn't that so? I love that.
It's like, I mean, my father's former boss came to see Motown and like was emailing my dad for a year after, just like, I can't believe we came backstage, and we take it for granted. But I was like, you know, this is an easy thing to give people.
So easy.
And it's like, it's a way to enjoy our community.
Yeah.
And I always like giving tours. I like doing talkbacks. So yeah, it kind of ties into just like sharing what we love about
Yeah.
the theater, you know?
I love that.
Yeah.
Alec Black, dream theater role.
I knew it. We
was
knew
coming.
it. Yeah. It's hard. I know it's cliche to say it hasn't been written yet,
Yeah.
but
But
it's
it hasn't
true.
been
But
written
it
yet.
hasn't been written yet,
Yeah.
and or anything Carol Channing has ever done.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
Are there any theater roles that are in existence that you like see and you're like, I could slay that?
You know what? I will say, and it was the first Broadway show I saw too, Velma or Roxy.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm here for that.
Yeah.
I'm here
I just
want
to go to that world. I want to put on a leotard
Right.
and be dark
Bossy.
and sexy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
It's good.
Yeah, we run the commercial every day, so I gotta look at that. Let's see. Valentine says, so much love and respect for you.
Oh, thank
You
you
are
so
truly
much.
incredible. If you could be in any show on Broadway right now, which one would you choose?
Wow, that's hard.
Yeah.
I haven't seen SpongeBob yet, but I've heard. I'm
going
seeing
tom-
it
I'm going-
actually
I'm
on the
going
12th.
tomorrow. I'm going
Yeah, I got my
Tomorrow
ticket.
night? I'll see you there.
Oh, amazing. I'm so excited to see it, and I've just heard that it's like a world.
I just heard it's like magic.
Yeah, and anything that's, like I said, like with Chicago, I like the being transported kind of thing, and just losing yourself in a totally other world.
I mean, that's what you're talking about with like the Netflix stuff and the series, is that like it's true, like you really get engrossed in these like whole other universes.
Yeah, I want to play in another universe.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm ready for that. Cassie wants to know, does it get difficult playing the same character every day?
In TV, no, because it's always a different script.
Right.
But in theater, no. I don't know. I think for some people it does. I think I'm one of those people that like I enjoy playing with it and seeing where it goes over time. I mean, I was in Memphis for 2.5 years, and I still wasn't tired of that story.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a wonderful thing.
Yeah, and I think if the substance is there and the world of the show is kept alive and everyone's playing and present, then you can have a great time, you know? And then there are things like when the swings go on or when the understudies go on.
It's like interesting and fun.
Yeah, and the audience is a character. Yeah. So if you really let them influence the show, I don't know. But I'm a rare person because I know people get really
I mean, you're doing something 8 times a week. It's
Yeah.
the same thing over and over and over again for 2.5 years. It's like your job. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's amazing that you can find the freshness in it every single day.
I say that now. I'm sure that at times I was like,
Yeah, because how can you not be?
Yeah.
But to look back on it and be able to say, like, you know what, though, overall, like, I really felt like I was excited about it every single day. Is there a show that you've done that you'd want to go back and revisit? In a different role or in the same role, do you know what I mean? Or directing, I don't know. Choreographing?
Oh, wow. Well, I mean, I think that Ava Perón is, it's just an amazing role.
Yeah.
And that was a really wonderful experience doing the revival of Evita. So I would do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
As Ava?
As Ava,
okay.
yeah.
You're like, I don't know what, I'll take that part. That sounds good to me. Valentine, favorite part about opening night? Do you have any opening night rituals?
Opening night ritual? Well, the Gypsy Robe. I mean, that's everybody's ritual, but it's the most thrilling thing to clap for the people who have done it the most and the people who it's their first show. Oh my gosh, there's just nothing. I cry every time.
So for those of you who don't know, there's a Gypsy Robe ceremony that started, I
have no idea
like
the history of it.
Long time ago.
Yeah.
But it's through Equity. Equity, the union, the actors union, comes to every opening night, and there's a robe that gets passed around to all the Broadway shows every single season, and on opening night, the person with the most credits, or the person who's been in the most ensembles on Broadway is like, wears it,
goes around the circle, and everyone touches them.
And then visits all the dressing rooms.
And then delivers it to the next show that opens to that Gypsy. And there's a patch for each show that the wardrobe department makes. So it becomes this beautiful Technicolor robe. And it's just a really beautiful thing that ties you into the history of it. And I mean, for myself personally, I drink champagne.
I love champagne. After the show. After the show.
Yeah.
Lloyd wants to know, how is it working on American Psycho?
American Psycho, it's too short-lived.
Yes, I agree.
That's first and foremost. It was a big year in theater. There was a show called Hamilton that opened, so I felt like...
What was it? What?
So I feel like we kind of were under the radar in a way, and we felt like this really badass...
You can say it.
Badass.
You were.
Underground cult favorite, even as short-lived as we were. Like, I'll encounter people now that are like, that was amazing.
Yeah.
And we knew while we were in it, we were like, we're onto something very strange and weird and unique.
Yeah.
And, I love the people. We laughed a lot despite the content of it. And it was really, really different than any other show I've done.
I've always said, I'm like, I feel like that's the type of show that will have a second life. That it seems like one of those shows that maybe like didn't get the attention. People weren't really ready for it, I think, in the beginning, and it just feels like it'll have one of those second lives.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sometimes, I forget who was telling me this, but it's kind of like depends on the climate of the world,
Absolutely.
too.
Absolutely.
And if you need like a feel-good show, that might not be it, American Psycho.
No.
But, you know, there might be a time when we're all like, you know,
Ready for
dancing
that.
in clouds and happy and holding hands and there's peace on earth. And then they're like, you know what? That's kind of interesting.
We need
Let's
something
explore.
creepy.
Yeah.
Come on. And it was so beautiful. I mean, it was so cool.
Oh
it
my
was
gosh.
so technically. Oh,
One
yeah.
of the coolest designs I've ever seen.
Yeah. All right, last question. If you were not an actress from Cassie, what would you be doing? I said that really slowly.
Yeah. Either a lawyer because I like being right, or I would be.
I love that answer.
I like to teach. I really love to teach.
Do you?
Yeah. So I would probably still be in the arts in some way.
But teaching.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Yeah.
And I love you.
I love you.
So if you have Netflix, which I assume you do.
It's online.
It's on the internet. It's on this thing called the internet. You gotta watch. She's gotta have it. She's in it. There's a lot of fun people in it, but she's in it. Where else can they find you on the internets?
I'm on Instagram.
Great.
and-
That's like your primary one, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
I like it. It's fast.
Yeah.
Facebook, there's too much reading, but I'm on it. I'm on Facebook.
You're on
and
Twitter, but
I'm on Twitter, but I'm not funny enough. I don't think it's. I second guess myself. I have so many drafts, and then I'll go back and look at them and I'll be like, oh. And I have a website, and you know.
So you're all the places.
All the place. Oh yeah.
Thank you for coming by. Happy Friday.
Thank you. Happy
Happy
Friday.
December.
Yes, happy December.
Happy December to you. Happy Friday to you. We will be back on Monday next week. By the way, next week's gonna be a crazy week of Live at 5. We're just it's a good week. We'll talk about it next week, but it's a good one.
I'm excited.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
I appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
And I appreciate you. Have a good weekend, everybody. Bye.